Hey guys, it's Dan here, and I'm going to interview my friend Kristen about uh, eco-conscious clothing, which is something that, since I hardly wear clothing, here I am today. I actually got this really nice shirt, and it's probably not eco-friendly, so I'm going to probably want to take it off mid-video. But you were just telling me about the eco-conscious clothing industry, and what interested me was just the chemicals, lots of chemicals.
Yeah. So as I started with creating Imbued, um, my eco-conscious women's apparel line, it really was an eye opener. I myself didn't know how much of my clothing supported the apparently third dirtiest industry in the world, under oil and agriculture. Some of the images I've seen online doing research is like waterways in other countries, just purple bubbles floating.
From the dyes.
Yeah, people. The minimum wage is like $1 a day. I mean, people are just really struggling, working 12 hours days to make clothing for people they're never going to meet in their life, and not even to live like a well life. Not even just like the basic needs.
So slave labor is huge in the clothing industry.
And it's not even just slave labor. There absolutely is that too. It's just unethical employment practices, period. One of the eye openers for me, and a lot of people don't know about it, is Rana Plaza, which is in Bangladesh. It was one of several sew factories in a matter of about a year that had major catastrophes. So the building, many stories high, was showing signs of stress and cracks, and really people shouldn't have been in it. And it's pretty common apparently for the whoever's running these operations to lock the escape doors so people can't, I don't know, sneak out to have a break. It's wild. And that was locked, and this building collapsed, and thousands of people died. And then so many months later, there was a fire, a really big fire in one of the factories. The same thing, people couldn't get out. So this stuff is happening every day, like right now, and we don't even realize. And you go to Ross or you go wherever, and you think, you just grab this cheap thing.
So you're trying to bring attention to people choosing more consciously about the types of clothes that they buy, and you're trying to make an option.
Absolutely.
For them to be able to do that.
Yes. So and I'm just learning about this. It's really fascinating, the options that there are currently. The best is to go naked, to be honest, because everything does have a cause and effect. And then the second best to me, honestly, seems like the way traditional cultures such as the Hawaiians did it, where you would take certain kinds of fibers and you pound it until it's called kapa, until you could make a cloth out of it, or even you could lay on it with your blanket. And it's 100% biodegradable. There's definitely no chemicals involved to do it. It just takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna wear the same thing probably every day.
So are there a lot of eco-conscious clothing companies?
There is actually. The more I'm researching it, I'm surprised at how much is out there that we don't know about.
It's still a small percentage, though.
It is. But even as a small percentage, every day I'll stumble upon a new one that I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
What are some of the best fabrics?
So this is where I'm still doing research, but from what I understand, and again, everything has its pros and cons. So organic cotton, depending on where it's grown and how vastly it's grown. So a cotton takes up a lot of water, but I think there are some pretty inventive, evolutionary ways of doing farming in general, and even with cotton, where you can, I'm sure, I don't know exactly what they are yet, but I know there's ways to do it where you don't use as much water. You definitely don't need to use any chemical pesticides. Yeah. And I think it also comes back to more small farmers, family farming, not these huge acres and acres and acres, whether it's organic or not. It's just not how nature was intended.
It's getting harder and harder for the small farmer.
Correct.
Probably intentionally. The monolithic, corporate giant monocrops are definitely, make it to where they can, invest a penny and sell it for $2,
Right.
kind
Right.
of thing.
I do have faith, though, that there's going to be a little bit of a renaissance of an artisanship that comes with anything that we've, like you're like, put a monopoly on. So whether it be small farming, small batches of clothing, small goods that people are selling, like, I think there's going to be something to that because we've come so far in one direction.
Are they making like eco-conscious dress shirts?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
There's actually, so I was in this program when I got this idea. I knew nothing about fashion. It's not my background. I had, like I said, taken some classes in agriculture to see what I was going to do maybe in that realm. And so I went to go to the bank to get a business loan, and they're like, well, you need a business plan. And I'm like, okay. So I go home and I Google, how do I find a sustainable clothing manufacturer in the U.S.? And the third link was this sustainable fashion accelerator program called Factory 45. And one of my peers that went through the program the same time as me created sustainably made, like, the fabrics more eco-conscious. And that does have a broad definition. I kind of want to say, like, organic food has a little bit of a broader definition. Like, you know, like, there's going to be some higher levels and some okay levels.
There's always going to be variations in the pros and cons.
Yes. So I said organic cotton is one that's really good. The other one is linen, which I believe can be derived from either flaxseed or hemp. And we know hemp has got amazing properties for soil regeneration. And
so hemp fabric.
Mm-hmm. So, but here's the thing too, is because I would like to use organic hemp in future collections. It's a little bit rougher sometimes. So it's just a matter, I think, of technology catching up, where you can create a softer fabric and not use a lot of chemicals or any chemicals. But those are the.
So how did you find the right material for your robes?
Okay, so it was a quest for sure, and I will continue to seek out better and better. It's not my 100%, but it felt really good to launch with and just get my foot in the door and then learn more from there. The fabric called Modal. So Modal is derived from beech trees, and apparently it's actually, the process was designed by this Japanese man, the scientist, and then I believe an Austrian scientist has since created more innovation on that way of taking beech tree fibers and being able to create a fabric with it. Now, there is some issues with Modal that if it's not Lenzing certified, that most likely it's perpetuating the slashing and burning of rainforests to grow these beech trees. And I absolutely did not want anything to do with that, obviously. So the Lenzing certification... You could have saved money. Thank you. I could have saved $5 on each robe, made it $5 less. Wow. If I would have gone with a Modal that didn't have the Lenzing certification. So the Lenzing certification is supposed to be, and as I was saying too, there's this nonprofit called Canopy. You guys can look it up, Google it. And they're doing some really cool things among the eco-conscious fashion scene. They have apparently pretty recently partnered up, or I should say Lenzing. So it's a trademark, this Lenzing organization, for Modal being made in a more sustainable way. And Lenzing is partnered with Canopy to get even more strict in their supply chain as possible.
Just that particular fabric? Yeah,
well, just Lenzing Modal fabric. So it's Lenzing certified Modal
Is it
fabric.
Becoming more and more popular?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if anyone's heard of it at all. Yeah,
it's super easy. If you Google it, you can find some research on it as well. So I'm going through this Canadian fabric supplier, and this guy's been in the business for like almost 30 years, and he's seen it all. And he's like, I didn't want to perpetuate and support what the fashion industry has been doing. So they offer all sustainable fabrics. He just got back from Barcelona from a big trade show that is specifically for sustainable textiles. And he said that this is pretty new information, this Canopy nonprofit working with Lenzing. So Lenzing was known to be a better step as far as sustainability, but like I'm saying, this is taking it up another level, that they have sort of even another third party watching and helping
So why did you decide to start with robes, women's robes, right? Because I want her to succeed, so I can
Thank
get
you.
a men's robe. Well,
Which is a part of the plan. I do plan on offering men's and even matching like son and dad and stuff like that.
So
Mom,
Kristen is
daughter.
just getting started, and I've been just talking with her over the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, and wanting to be as supportive of her. And so, but she's great on camera, right? I mean, and so I just wanted to. I was like,
easy to talk to. You guys are easy to talk to.
we're just talking. I said, well, let's just make a video, because I need to get something out, because it's been a few days since the sale, and I've made a video every day. I just haven't nailed anything yet. And this is a nice context, just so I'm just saying hi to everyone, and I'm supporting Kristen in her launch of her clothing line, which is, I've already seen all the prototypes on the girls, and Robin and Stephanie, and I don't know the other two girls' names.
So Summer is in the Summer and her sister Monica are the picture that you shared on Instagram, and Summer does Summer Snack Shack. So she offers the raw
I see her at the
vegan,
markets.
Food. One of the things with this, and then I'll go back to the robe thing, is I wanted to, when I launched, work with whatever women were modeling the robes or even for photographing them. I really wanted them to be conscious women that are wanting to see these kinds of awarenesses be brought more out into the world, that really care. So like if you were to go to a post of them and I tag them, you're going to go to their page and you're going to see Summer does these, it's all about raising people's vibration with food and healing the planet.
I see that. She's always at the market.
Yeah.
And so you're launching a new project, and so that's what I've been trying to help her on Facebook and Instagram a little bit, and then I was telling her that it's just good. You gotta educate, make some videos, and so I hope that this would break the ice, and then she could educate and build an audience around eco-conscious clothing, so that you can produce those beautiful robes.
Yeah. So I want to tell you something about why robes. I had no idea. So out here in Hawaii, when it's hot this time of year, most women wear what's called a pareo, which is a sarong. Like, you're just so hot. In the wintertime, it can get cold, and you do want a little something cozier to be in. But I'm not really a fancy kind of robe person. I grew up, though, with my aunties, my dad's two sisters, who, if I go stay with them, I remember thinking they always look so pretty in their nightwear. It's more old school, they had a robe on in the morning and in the evening time, and they were pretty. They weren't just house coat kind of robes.
Well, there's a whole Instagram thing on wearing robes,
I
saw it just yesterday. I was like, oh, there's a whole thing on just people wearing robes,
Yeah. See, and I just figured it's something unique. It's something kind of more like a coat. Like, I'm doing it for functional purposes. Like, when you're home and you want to be comfortable, you can just slip into that every evening, every morning.
They look like the most comfortable things ever, and that's why I can't wait till you make a dude's robe, because I want to get one of those, because they just look so soft. I haven't really touched them, but in the picture, it's obvious that, maybe we can do another video, and you can bring one of the models, or you can model it yourself.
Yeah.
And we can show how soft it is and how they fit. And if you want to see a picture, I'll put your Instagram down below, which is her Imbued Instagram, and then you can see the picture of all the models wearing these incredibly comfortable, beautiful robes that are just so form-fitting. It's like super sexy.
But they're also really stretchy, and I made them in a way that they're going to drape over any body type really well.
That's what I noticed, because you had some thinner models, some curvier models. Is that the politically correct? I was like, I was going politically correct. What's the word? So, it's absolutely beautiful. And so I'm here to help Kristen, and I hope that you enjoyed the video that we made today.
I want to say one more thing.
Okay, yeah, and then we'll make some more.
Thank you. So Imbued, I was like, what am I going to name this? And I had several names, and then I came across this word, and probably plenty of you know what it means, but probably plenty of you don't, because I didn't, and still people. Actually, one friend recently messaged me and say, oh, I just looked up what it means. It's so beautiful, and that meant a lot. That was what I wanted, was to really educate through this in many ways and inspire in many ways. So imbued means to inspire with a feeling or quality, or infuse, steep, bathe. Yeah, it's a really poetic.
I looked it up.
descriptive word.
Just about probably 4 or 5 days ago when I was thinking about how I could help you.
That's very cool.
So she's doing, what's that thing called? It's a
Indiegogo campaign.
Indiegogo campaign, and
Yes.
you pre-order the robe, and then once she reaches a certain,
My goal.
once you reach your goal, then you get the robe sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
So go check out Imbued, and I'll put a link down below to your Instagram so you can look at the pictures of the robes, because you've got several.
Yeah.
And then I'll put the link down to the Indiegogo campaign where you can order one of these robes. And yeah, so that was.
I want to say one last
Oh,
thing.
okay.
So 5% of the proceeds go to a Hawaii nonprofit, and that was actually one of my biggest inspirations with this, is how do I give back to this, just the blessings of living on this island, to the more like the kids in the community. So this nonprofit is called Kauai Animal Education Center, and they rescue animals, and they have they've been given so many blessings along the way too, and they've sacrificed so much, this family. Like, they live all the way on the south side and they come every day to the east side, just due to the issues with being able to live on a farmland here. When that's a whole nother topic or another day. But yeah, they've done a lot for the community, and they were gifted with 7 acres donated beautiful land, after years of trying to figure out how to offer this for the community. And the Wong family's vision is really big, and I could really relate to that, because my project is way more than a robe, what I'm trying to accomplish with it. Theirs is way more than that, but she's like, I can't even describe it, you just have to come here to understand. So it's an animal rescue center, but they also have groups of kids from the schools come through and learn. They also work with a nonprofit that pays troubled youth coming out of the system to work there, and it's such a nurturing place. They're also going to do work with the Hawaiian immersion schools to build a traditional hale, doing the proper Hawaiian protocol. So it's just this really beautiful community space that 5% of the proceeds of Imbued Robes are going to support. So thank you for letting me share that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching the video. And I will be making more videos and posting them. So I'm going to post this.
All
And
right.
just to say hi to my friends, and just to give you some, you can look at the comments, and so leave a nice comment, give the video a
Love
thumbs up, and go check out the Imbued Instagram, which is where you can see all of the robes, and then you can check out you can read everything about all the intentions of
In the bio
Imbued
link.
Company.
Right.
In the bio link, which is actually the Indiegogo campaign. And then there's a lot of information on the Indiegogo campaign. And the main thing is just getting your hands on one of these amazing robes. That's really what, at the end of the day, I just want the robe, man. I really want that softness wrapped around me. Okay, so we have to succeed here so she can start doing men's robes and then men's clothing. So I'm invested, in making this happen. So aloha, mahalos. I will be in touch with you very soon. Okay? Thank you.
Aloha.